Greetings, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, Championing Equity, the Role of the Human Rights Commission in Amherst. This video will explore how our commission works to ensure that every resident of Amherst enjoys equal rights and protections under the law. Let's dive into our mission, responsibilities, and real-world examples of how we make a difference. We will focus on how the commission works in general, the services it provides regarding complaints and events, and its work on two critical issues impacting our community, dealing with ICE encounters and securing legal representation. We'll use real-life scenarios to show how Amherst residents can protect themselves and where to get help.
The mission of the Human Rights Commission, HRC, of Amherst is to ensure that no power goes unchecked and that all residents are afforded equal protection under the law. The purpose of the HRC is to protect the human rights of residents of the town of Amherst. Human rights are inherent to every individual, regardless of the position of the state or any other authority. Human rights include equal opportunity to participate in local affairs, access to food, housing, employment, education, public accommodation, and town services. They also include freedom from discrimination, disrespect, bigotry, other forms of microaggressions, macroaggressions, hatred, and oppression. To that end, the HRC strives to ensure that all persons in the town of Amherst can realize their human rights and to seek remedy when those rights are not respected. Amherst is not alone in this work. You may be heartened to learn that Amherst is not doing this work in a vacuum. In 1948, the United Nations adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UDHR, the foundational document of the international human rights movement. The American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, has dedicated a program to holding the U.S. government accountable to universal human rights principles and rights guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution. This program is part of a re-emerging movement of U.S.-based organizations that use the international human rights framework in domestic rights advocacy. These organizations conduct research, documentation, education, advocacy, and litigation. Let's see what that looks like in action. In its full complement, the HRC is composed of 9 residents of Amherst. It works closely with the Department of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, whose director is also the Director for Human Rights.
The Commission ensures that no person shall be denied rights guaranteed by local, state, or federal law on the basis of the following identities. Here are some hypothetical examples of what denying human rights could look like. Race or color. A local bakery refuses to serve a group of high school students from a neighboring town, citing a members-only policy. Gender. A woman firefighter is overlooked for promotions despite meeting all qualifications. Physical or mental ability. A wheelchair user is unable to access a popular cafe due to a lack of ramps. Religion. A student is sent home for wearing a hijab. Socioeconomic status. Residents from low-income neighborhoods report fewer public services. Ethnic or national origin. A landlord refuses to rent to an immigrant family. Affectional or sexual preference. A same-sex couple faces harassment at a public park. Age. Seniors are excluded from community planning discussions. If you experience a violation of your human rights in Amherst, you can lodge a complaint with the DEI office. Give a listen and learn how that process works.
Here are a few important things for you to know. Complaints must be filed in writing by using the online form or submitting a letter. If you need help writing your complaint, DEI staff may be able to assist you. You must sign your name to the complaint. Complaints must be filed within 6 months of the incident or occurrence that gave rise to the complaint. The complaint process is voluntary for all parties. This means the town cannot compel the person, agency, or business that allegedly discriminated against you to participate. Complaints are shared with the other person, agency, or business. The accused has a right to know the accusations. The review process generally involves the DEI department staff meeting with both parties. The DEI department strives to complete the review within 90 days. At the conclusion of the review, the DEI department staff may suggest a conciliatory meeting or refer you to another agency, or may make other suggestions to either party. The DEI department staff notifies all parties and the co-chairs of the Human Rights Commissions of the results or suggestions. To the extent permissible by state law, the DEI department staff strives to protect the privacy of all parties. You can lodge a complaint with the DEI office here. On the other hand, do you think you may have been violating someone's human rights and you would like support in changing your policy or practice? Contact the Amherst Human Rights Office at this number for confidential guidance without fear of retaliation.
Hi,
Hi, please take a seat.
thank you. So is this where I can file a discrimination complaint?
Yes, I'm going to explain the process to you. The town of Amherst has a bylaw that allows any person to file a discrimination complaint that they believe occurred in Amherst. The DEI office reviews the complaints on behalf of the Human Rights Commission. The DEI staff will review and attempt to resolve any complaints.
Thank you for explaining the process.
You're welcome. If you have any other questions, you can contact us at the DEI department located on the second floor of the Banks Community Center.
Immigrant and tenant protection. Regardless of the political climate, the HRC supports immigrants and tenants. The Amherst Human Rights Commission, with the Amherst Municipal Affordable Housing Trust, is working to ensure renters how they know their rights and can access support. With over half of Amherst households renting, we've gathered key resources on housing discrimination, eviction, leases, and local laws to help residents stay informed about legal support services. In December of 2024, several Human Rights Commission members created an extensive resource page for immigrants so they can learn about their rights. Learn about your rights and resources available here at our webpage. We've seen how critical legal support is in these cases. But how do you get a lawyer, and what should you do to protect your rights when facing legal action? There is a step-by-step response. 1. Don't wait until it's too late. Contact a lawyer as soon as you receive a notice from ICE, a landlord, or an employer. 2. Document everything. Keep a record of conversations, notices, emails, and any other proof that supports your case. 3. Never sign without understanding. If an ICE agent, landlord, or employer gives you a document, don't sign it without a lawyer reviewing it first. 4. Know your resources. Many organizations offer pro bono, which means free, legal services for immigrants and tenants in Massachusetts. And 5. Attend legal clinics. Amherst and surrounding areas have free legal aid clinics where you can get advice. In a real case scenario, a tenant facing eviction in Amherst was given an unlawful self-help eviction notice, which is illegal in Massachusetts. Instead of leaving, they contacted Community Legal Aid, which filed a case and won them more time and financial assistance so they could relocate. Some of our local resources include the Community Legal Aid, which I just spoke of. It's free legal advice and help for low-income residents. The Massachusetts Legal Assistance Corporation, which is a state-funded legal representation. There's also the Pioneer Valley Workers Center. They work with immigrants and rights advocacy. And also our very own Amherst Human Rights Commission. We offer support for discrimination and rights violations.
Our work isn't just about resolving issues. It's about building connections. From sponsoring proclamations that affirm our values, to hosting panels on immigration rights, to our annual celebration of cultural differences, we create spaces for education and unity.
Now it's your turn to get involved. Whether it's attending one of our events, ensuring that your business, nonprofit, or other place of work treats everyone with equity, respect, and welcome, sharing our mission with others, or filing a complaint if you have experienced an interaction that you feel violates your human rights. You can help us make Amherst a town where equity and justice thrive. Visit our website and contact us directly to learn more.